Thank you for tuning in to Curve Uncensored. I am your girl, Carolyn. And listen, there's always something cray going on, right? So I'm going to talk about it just a little bit today. But remember, everything that I say on my show is strictly for entertainment purposes only. It is alleged, and everyone is innocent until proven guilty. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. Okay, so now we've handled that. Let's get into this show. Okay, it's always something cray going on, right? Crazy, because people are crazy, y'all, for real. So we're gonna start off with Dr. Dre. Y'all know Dr. Dre, Beats by Dre. He was a producer back in the day. Very successful man. We all know, right? Well, Dr. Dre went through a divorce, and he had this guy. Well, Dr. Sophie. He is being sued. Dr. Dre is being sued by his ex divorce counselor. Isn't that a twist? Not only is he being sued, y'all, of course, he know Dr. Dre got some coins, right? He's suing Dr. Dre for $10 million. When do counselors start suing people for $10 million? I ain't never heard that one. Okay, but listen, Dr. Dre is about that business. He's about that life, right? Even though he's a little older now, we know Dr. Dre done did some things. It's been rumored he did some things. So he is being sued. He was like counseling his family when they were going through the divorce. He was counseling, I guess, his ex-wife, counseling his children, trying to and Dr. Dre, trying to get them to cope with the divorce and things like that. Well, this is where the table turned. It got out that Dr. Sophie allegedly was talking to one of the kids and trying to get the kids to convince Dr. Dre to take a settlement. Well, what Dr. Dre kind of found out was that it was encouraged allegedly by Dr. Sophie. So basically, he was pushing the envelope when he was supposed to be working for the family as a whole. He started picking a side. And it got back to Dr. Dre. And he was not happy about that because you messing with his coin, you messing with his life, and you messing with his livelihood. Because them wives, when they finally divorced and they got them kids, them wives be getting paid. And I don't blame them because it's a lot of work being a wife. It sure is. And they deserve it because they were there when they were kind of getting things up and going. Or eventually they got with them and they had some babies. And hey, the rest is history. Okay. Well, like I said, Dr. Dre was irritated with Dr. Sophie because he was supposed to be helping the family and he started picking a side. Well, it wasn't Dr. Dre's side from what Dr. Dre felt. And guess what? Dr. Dre did some things allegedly that Dr. Sophie did not like. Dr. Sophie stated that he was being threatened by Dr. Dre. Guess what? And he put some of the thing on text out. Oh, yes, he did. Some of the texts were put out. He was saying Dr. Dre was harassing him. He said that Dr. Dre sent some guys to his home. Security guy called him. Yes, the security guard, whatever, called Dr. Sophie and told Dr. Sophie that you got these guys up here saying that FBI agents wanting to be directed to your home. Well, Dr. Sophie felt like this was some doings of Dr. Dre because he wasn't expecting no FBI agent. He assumed that this was something that Dr. Dre set up because they was trying to get to his house. Because Dr. Dre told him, you ain't about that life. You picked the wrong one. But this is what I don't get. Why do people send text messages? Do people not understand that cell phones, they can ping them, that they can find out where these text messages came from? Well, Dr. Sophie got text messages where Dr. Dre allegedly sent him messages, harassing him, threatening, and saying things that he just really didn't like and couldn't deal with when he was simply doing his job. Dr. Dre ain't like the way he was doing his job. Dr. Dre said he trying to pick a side. No. You don't pick no side. You stay neutral when you're trying to, get us to settle these coins over here. Well, Dr. Sophie feels as if Dr. Dre threatened him a little too much. Yes. He said he's wearing a bulletproof vest now. He's having a hard time focusing. Life has just been very difficult for him since Dr. Dre threatened him, sent him all these text messages and all that. So he taking him to court because he want this money. He not only is he suing him for 10 million, he want punitive damages that the can be decided during trial. Punitive damages is when the courts can say, okay, on top of the lawsuit, basically the 10 million, we're gonna give you this too. So he also wants an undisclosed amount. He didn't even state a dollar amount. He basically said, feel sorry for a brother and give me some more money on top of this 10 million. Yes, because he tired of Dr. Dre threatening him. Now Dr. Dre know better. He know the game ain't played like that. You can't be sending no text messages to people's phone. Where you do that at? I know he older, but I know he ain't been disconnected from the game that long. You understand what I'm saying? But basically, Dr. Dre told him he picked the wrong one to play with. So yeah, he's being sued by his ex divorce counselor. You know, you can't be around here threatening people just because you have money and calling, and you definitely cannot be texting people just because you got a little money and pull and power. You cannot be doing this. People got to realize their boundaries. Okay. For one, you don't put stuff in a text. A text are it's a paper trail. All they got to do is pull it up. They can ping. That's like emailing somebody about a threat and telling them what you're going to do to them. I'm going to meet you over here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. They have IP addresses, which is just like your home address. They can find out anything you do on a computer. They track it. I mean, people have to realize. Do y'all ever wonder how they can find out when people are trying to kill somebody, and then they can go on their computers and find out what websites they went to? They can go back and pull all your history up. All they got to do is find your internet provider, and they have a link to everything. There's nothing private. Dr. Dre has to understand, if you send somebody a text message, you just might as well call and admit to the crime. Go ahead and settle. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know what he's thinking. I know he was probably pissed that the doctor made that choice. Dr. Sophie made the choice to do something like that because he was supposed to be working for the whole family, not just trying to get more money, you know, because you think about it, if he settles or whatever, then he probably get a piece of it. If he could kind of if he was mediating the divorce. You understand what I'm saying? I understand that was more money in his pocket. I mean, you know it's about the money. I mean, he's trying to sue the man for $10 million plus punitive damages. I mean, it's about the money. Not to mention, he is the counselor. He know what kind of pocket that he working with. He know what type of money Dr. Dre has in the bank. What was he thinking? He absolutely wasn't. Text and stuff like that are paper trails. You never do that. You might well go and turn yourself in and admit to whatever you're doing. That's so stupid. That's so stupid. So I don't know how this gonna turn out, but it ain't gonna look too cute when he got proof that this man that came to the house. He probably done pulled video cameras. They know who the people were who came to the house. They probably got tag numbers. If child, whew, Dr. Dre, I'm gonna need you to get your life together, okay? Or you need to throw in your thug card because you really doing a suburban thug right now. You is not acting like from the hood like you probably was when you first hit these streets. Because right now, the stuff that you're doing, leaving a paper trail all around, all around. Phew. Child, anyway, that was cray cray, doctor. You about to be the dodo of the week, Dr. Dre. You about to be that. I ain't gonna give you that title right now. I'm gonna say you were mad and you weren't thinking clear, okay? But you about to get that dodo of the week award if you do something crazy like that. Again, you never text your dirt, okay? You never text it. And then plus, people record everything now too. You can't be saying all kind of stuff on the phone. You can't be doing that. People track you, record you. Okay? Get yourself together. You better get over there and talk to Dr. Sophie, get your attorney to be his attorney. Your people get with his people and y'all get together. Because right now, if he got all those the paper trails and he obviously has some of the text that's going to incriminate this situation, child, get ready to go ahead and agree on the settlement. They just be wanting your money, Dr. Dre, because you know what? Push this under the rug. Don't do a Diddy. Don't try to be standing tall with 10 toes down because you see what happened. It ain't too good for the home team. Anyway, let's move right along. Child. But anyway, I want to talk about this really briefly because I don't talk about, I kind of delve every now and then and sprinkle if it's like real hot in the news. You know what I'm saying? I really don't get into politics and religion because I know my relationship with God, and that's what matters to me. Politically, I'm going to vote for who I want to vote for, so it don't matter what nobody say. Okay? So I really kind of like touch on it a little bit because if it's hot, it's hot. You know what it is? I have to say something about it, right? but I don't get deep into it. You feel me? So let's get into this really quick. Pastor Keion Henderson. I'm sure y'all have been hearing about him. He is married to Shani O'Neal Henderson. And the reason I'm saying that is because everybody knows Shani by Shani O'Neal. She was married to Shaq. Y'all know Shaq, basketball player, 7 feet tall almost. Yeah, Shaq. So she was married to him, but now she's married to Keion Henderson, and he is a pastor at a church. Well, it's been all around these internet streets, and I actually listened to it. I'm gonna play this video. First of all, let me play this video, then I'm gonna talk to you. Hold on. Listen to Pastor Keion Henderson, child.
Here's the other problem with the church is that anytime a person is in need, y'all go to running and dropping money. But let me tell you something, the poor will be with you always. And there is no blessing connected to blessing the poor other than getting back what you gave to them, but no multiplication. Multiplication is segregated for tithes and offering. When you give to the poor, the only thing you do is help them, but you don't help yourself.
All right, did y'all hear that?
So when you give $1 to somebody on the street talking about I did my job, God like, thank you, but it ain't gonna help you. Read your Bible. Charity does not bring wealth. Only the tithe does that.
Did y'all hear that? Pastor Henderson was saying that there is basically no blessing into helping people that are poor. It's basically a personal thing for you. It makes you feel good because you've done something good. You understand? You help somebody. I'm confused, because I know my relationship with God, but I thought God was all about helping people. He ain't say he just want to help the church and the rich. I mean, I don't debate the Bible, and I'm not gonna get into that conversation with nobody. My best friend is a pastor. So, but I'm not getting into that conversation with nobody like that. I don't even know enough about it. So I can't get into the debate with nobody about church because that's not where I'm religion. That's not what I do. I know that God died for my sins, and I know he loves me and I love him, and I thank him every day. Okay. So, but I had to comment on this little situation because it's been all over, Pastor Henderson he was preaching on a sermon, and don't quote me, but you heard the video. And he was basically saying, when you give and donate to the poor, it doesn't multiply what you've done. You only get back what you gave them. If I give you $5, you know what I'm saying? I get my $5 back. It's not multiplying. You just get $5 back. Now, if you charge interest on your $5, you can't get more back. I mean, okay. But he was basically saying that you only get back what you gave them. It doesn't multiply what you gave them like it does when you pay your tithe and your offering to the church house. That's what you're supposed to do. It's a personal accomplishment. It does nothing about multiplying and having you grow. That's what he was basically, that's like the whole nuts and bolts that I got from his message, right? And if I think about it long and hard, I get it. I give you $5, I'm gonna get $5 back. That's how it is most time, right? But my thing is that God, he fed a multitude of people with bread. And he made fish come, and he, turned water into wine and all this stuff, if I'm not mistaken. He always wanted to help the unfortunate people. I have never read that God did not want us. And he didn't say God didn't want us to help. He never said that. But it kind of was implied that it makes no sense to really do that if you want your finances basically to multiply. Give it to someone that's poor is not the way to do it. You need to give it to the church. That's basically what I got from it. Now, I really wish I had some pastors weigh in on that because I'm sure they'll come up with some theological reason why that makes sense. And I get it. And it does say, God, when you're in church and pastors preach, they say, we hope that we're going to pray that God give it to you tenfold back. They do say that when you pay your tithe and offering, y'all. I know y'all done heard it before because I done heard it before. I know y'all done heard it too. So I know that the pastors pray that you get your whatever you give to the offering in the church, because we all know the church need our donations to be able to pay the light bill, the staff, to keep the church going. So we respect giving our tithe and offering or giving to the church, whatever you want to give, right? But what I think is not a good thing to do is to put in the atmosphere that it's not as beneficial. That's how it's kind of was implied to me. It's not as beneficial, other than for a personal accomplishment to help people that are poor. Why I want to give all my money to the church if I know somebody out there that needs my help? Because the church is supposed to be a place where they give the people who are hurting and in need. Do they get that money back when they go out and help people in the community? No, but they do it. They should do it. Well, that's what the church is supposed to be for. I mean, that's what I thought anyway. I think that is really selfish if a pastor preaches a sermon like that. I know the whole point was to pay your tithes and your offerings. We understand that's what the whole point of the message was, right? And all pastors preach that at some way, shape, or form, right? And the way they deliver it is always their way. And that was just his way. I get it. And I'm not down on him because I'm sure his congregation love themselves some him. Okay. And I ain't knocking it because if it works for them, it works for them. But what I did not like is when a pastor on a big platform makes a statement that it's no benefit really to helping the poor other than like a personal gratification. When we give to the church, it's a personal gratification because every dime you give to the church, it don't multiply and get it back. You understand what I'm saying? We give it out of our hearts to God, quote unquote. We give it to the church house, but it's symbolic of giving to God, right? So if I'm helping someone, a mother who has children and they can't feed their children, that is a personal satisfaction that money cannot buy. Do y'all feel me? I don't want to stay on this pedestal too long. But I felt like it was necessary to talk about it because I feel like when pastors start saying things like that, they'll think about themselves. Because my biggest thing, everything that you donate to the church don't stay in the church bank account. I'm sure sometimes you withdraw it and on top of your money, or you getting a really good check because you ain't there preaching every Sunday for free. So I think it's really selfish to say that's a selfish message to have out there. I felt like he could have delivered that, the paying your tithes and offering. It could have hit a different way. I felt like it was hitting to the left. And if he wanted to hit to the right, he should have put it another way. Because my thing is, it's like it's a selfish kind of way to deliver that message. You feel me? Kind of selfish. Because toys for tots. That's a personal satisfaction. And I feel God does that when you a cheerful giver. It don't always have to be to the church. That's just my thing. God wants us to help our neighbors. That's what I always thought. I thought that was crazy. I thought that was selfish. And I thought it didn't make a bit of sense. What about the people that have been impacted by the hurricane? They're in need. So we're not supposed to help them? Instead of giving to them to help them recover, we should give it all to the church. You go on the church bank account. That was crazy. I'm just saying, Pastor Henderson. Shani, you need to talk to your husband. He need to be a little more white glove with his messages. Because everybody that hear his messages on YouTube are not members of his church. We're just like ordinary citizens that might like to tune into his message every now and then. I may hear his message because I've heard some of his other messages. And I'm going to tell you, both times he talked about money that I've seen, he had that same striped shirt on with that little flower with white and black long sleeve shirt and those little grayish or whatever color pants he had on. He had on the same thing each time. So when they see him stepping in there, they know with that on, they know he's finna talk about money. Because that was just, he was talking about, if you go on YouTube, you'll see it. He had that outfit on. He was talking another message about money or something like that. I don't like going to a church that always talk about money. That be irking my last nerve. I understand the tithe and the offering. I get it. But you should never encourage your congregation not to donate and help people who are in need. That is terrible. That is trifling. That is just no. And I don't think it was taken out of context. It came across, what he said came across pretty clear. Pastor Henderson, Shawnee, talk to your husband, girlfriend. Your wife rich. You didn't marry an ordinary woman out here that didn't have anything going for herself. You picked a woman that was very successful, a woman that was rich, and a woman that had some money in the bank. You just pick any other woman out here. You had a criteria, and that's who you pick, and that's who you got. Hopefully, y'all are happily married. You know what I'm saying? But when you just get so wrapped up in yourself, and all you thinking about is money, and you telling people don't help people that are poor and that are in need, that is stuff because nobody knows when they are going to be that person in need. Everybody's the one paycheck. Look at Puffy, P. Diddy, Sean John, love. His money don't. If he does need money for the attorneys he got. You get me. However, he never expected himself to be in the position that he's in because his money always got him out of whatever situation he was in. But this time, now he gonna have to step up and pay the pipe. He didn't expect this. He didn't expect to be sitting in there 2-3 weeks. He probably think them people crazy. He didn't expect to be sitting down there. But money is not the catch-all. It's not the get-all. You got to have a good heart. You got to be a caring person. And you got to love people. That's what we are missing in this world. That's what we need to be more preached about in these churches. Get into these neighborhoods. Get back to the old school when they getting up in these neighborhoods, talking to these people, getting some of these young people off these streets, getting rid of these guns, taking your message out of the pulpit, going into these neighborhoods, these projects where the people are poor and suffering, giving back to the community sometimes. That's what we need to be doing with these churches, not telling people not to help these people. Pastor Henderson, when you want to preach about tithes and offerings, let's do it another way, because that way was cray-cray. And I'm going to tell you, you got the Dodo of the Week this week. You got the Dodo Award of the Week. Pastor Henderson, you earned that because that message, the way you delivered it, I get what you were saying. And I know you gave a reference to the Bible. Got it. But you know what? It was the wrong approach. Let's get that together. Shani, talk to your hub. Okay? Anyway, moving right along. Finally, and y'all know I said I wasn't going to be here long today. Y'all know I said I wasn't going to be here long. Okay? Rkelly. Y'all know Rkelly, the king of R&B and all this stuff. You know, he was the man at one point. Now he's in jail for a long, long time. Okay? Well, his daughter is his daughter with Andrea Rkelly. And she actually has a book that has just been released. And she talks about her relationship with Rkelly and some of the things and the dynamics that went on. I'm assuming that's what's in the book. I haven't read it, but she just released the book, right? Anyway, her daughter, Buku, her daughter, has come out. And she came out around the time her mother released this book. So it's kind of seeming a little like, okay, is this all to draw attention for this book? I don't know, because her dad is sitting down in jail already. He's sitting in jail. And why now? Why now? He's already, he can't go nowhere. He's sitting. He was trying to get an appeal too. I don't know why these people trying to get an appeal. First of all, I don't know why Puffy trying to get, I guess Puffy trying to get out on bail so he can try to have some chill time before he actually go to jail, because he going based on these allegations. I hate to say it, but it ain't looking too good for the home team. I'm just telling you, he got some serious charges. I'm telling you. P. Diddy done dug a hole for himself. And some of them little homeboys, them friends of his that have been chilling with him for all these years, it ain't gonna be looking good. It ain't looking good, and it's not gonna be looking good, because everything ain't hit the table. It's gonna be ugly, and I'm gonna be right here to talk about it. Yes, I am. But anyway, back to Buku. Buku said when she was around 8 or 9, I guess she was at her dad's house or whatever, she's gonna be in a documentary. And when the documentary hit, I'm gonna talk about it. But she's supposed to be in a documentary or something. But she said when she was 8 or 9, her dad came in the room. At that time, she was loving on her dad. She felt like her dad was the person that should have been protecting her, should have been protecting her, and she loved her father at this point in her life. 8 or 9 years old, if a child has a relationship with her father or mother, they're gonna love on those people because those are the people that's supposed to protect them. Well, I guess she was spending time at her father's house that night, and her siblings were there too, I'm assuming. But she said that he came in the room and he touched her inappropriately when she was 8 or 9. And that millisecond that he did those things changed her life for the rest of her life. And she couldn't do anything but play like she was asleep. She didn't wake up. She couldn't even tell her mother initially. She finally told her mother, and they tried to go file a report, but they said the statute of limitation had passed because it happened when she was like 8 or 9, right? She had to be in New York for that to pass, but obviously she wasn't. But they did not do anything to him at all. He wasn't punished, is what her mother, Andrea, and the poor saying. So they feel like her father got away with that. He should have been the one protecting her, allegedly, but she's allegedly saying that he touched her inappropriately. Of course, Kelly's saying they're lying. He never did anything like that. This is untrue. Whew. Child. These celebrities be having drama, y'all. I'm gonna tell you, they be having drama. You think when people get money, their life will be easy breezy. They'll be drinking a little wine, eating some cheese on the boat. No, not on the boat, because these waves been tripping with these hurricanes and stuff. But you get my point. They would have been chilling and just enjoying life when they get some money. But it be, that song, More Money, More Problems. Isn't that P. Diddy? More money, more problems. He made that song, right? He called it. Isn't it funny how those rappers be kind of like Tupac talked about his passing? It was, I don't know what Biggie did, but I don't know. It was another rapper that did. But they seem like they be calling their own demise. Yeah, Puffy. More money, more problems. But anyway, I just don't understand why they haven't come out about this or mentioned this during when they had that Kelly documentary some time ago. Why they didn't mention? Not saying it didn't happen, because I would never say that didn't happen, because I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't a fly on the wall. I do not know. But all I'm saying, they were saying a whole lot of other things that Kelly had done and didn't done. And even the mom at that time, I heard her talking, and she was saying how terrible he was and the things he didn't do. But I don't think I ever heard this. Have y'all heard Andrea saying anything about this before now? Before this book came out, y'all? Did y'all hear anything before this book come out about Kelly touching his daughter? Boo-boo. Now, not saying he didn't, because he did a lot of grimy stuff. But I'm just saying, why didn't they mention it? Why now? I don't know. But Kelly said it's a lie. They not telling the truth. They just, truth ain't in them. She was crying. His daughter Buku was crying, and she was very upset and emotional. Who y'all believe? It's unfortunate. You got to say who you believe, but who you believe? I don't know. It's I would hope, even though it doesn't seem like she cares for her dad at all, really. I would hope she wouldn't say anything untrue, even though I know she doesn't really care. He's not one of her fave 5 people. Okay, her dad. And it's unfortunate she doesn't have a better relationship with her dad at this point. And I hope he would not do anything and scar his daughter for life. But from what she's saying, he did. So I don't know. And I don't know if anything is ever going to come up. I don't know if anything is going to ever come up out of this statement other than us hearing it. So I don't know. But anyway, before I go, y'all know P. Diddy. We got to talk about him at the end here, because he going to be the dodo every week. But because the stuff he did was so unnecessary and definitely unwarranted and should have never happened. But y'all know he trying to still get a bond, get out, but they're not giving him no bail. No bail. I don't know, but I don't, if it was me, I'd be trying too. Because he got the money to try. He is wanting a speedy trial, and I think they do have a trial date set for May 5th or something like that. So that date is kind of like touch and go. And his mother went to court, and she was there trying to support him. And they said he was smiling and all of that. He's feeling confident that he's going to get bail and be able to be home. He's offering up a lot to try to get bail, like offering up the home. He's trying to offer up like 50 million. No woman coming to the house outside of family. Take giving back his cell phone. All these sort of caveats he's trying to do to prove that turn in his passport because he's not a flight risk. Can't get out of the country if you don't have a passport. So he's trying to get out, I'm sure. And I get it. I mean, I would want to as well. But the judge them are feeling like he's high risk and he could intimidate witnesses. But his mom and his kids were leaving out of court. They were holding hands. I'll show you a quick video. Here you go.
Okay, Christian just arrived. Yeah, to the microphone.
You see, and his daughters are there and his sons, and this is just such a sad. I know it gives us something to talk about in the media and stuff like that, but it is really, really a sad thing for these children. These children have really been exposed to a lot of things that was not their fault. They didn't ask for the parents that they had. Their mother, unfortunately, is not here. The dad is in jail. The family is in turmoil. And honestly, I don't see Puffy. My husband said he feel like he might get bond. His legal team's fighting for him. I don't know. Do y'all feel like he deserves a bond? Do y'all think he should be out? Do you think he should sit in jail? I mean, I think they gave Bill Cosby one. Bill Cosby ended up getting a bond. I don't know about Rkelly. I can't quite remember him, but I think Bill Cosby was out until he went to trial. And then he went to jail. So that's what Puffy is wanting, and no harm, no foul. If he can get it, get it. I mean, I'm pretty indifferent about it, about him being out. I don't know. I understand why he want to be out. It's very hard, I would think, to defend your client in jail too. And these are some serious charges that he's facing: the racketeering, bringing prostitutes across the male escorts or whatever across the state. Trafficking. It's just a whole lot from state to state over the state lines. He just got a lot of stuff. Essaying people drugs. But I think it's only 3 charges that they're trying to get him on for now. And we don't even want to talk about those extra lawsuits. And then one of the ladies, child, it's the last one with Gloria already. It's mixed stuff out about what she's saying. Her boyfriend said that she's not telling the truth about what she's saying. She made it all up. Child, it's just so much drama. But anyway, I just kind of want to talk to y'all a few minutes. What do y'all think about all of this stuff that's been going on just this week alone? I ain't even been able to do my reality TV stuff because talking about these other celebrities, child, it's just been, teen too much. Okay. But anyway,